Hi, hello, and welcome. I am definitely not Vlad, and you're watching me go through another challenge run, this time on an Enhancement Shaman in the War Within Season 2. Enhancement Shaman won the Melee DPS spec poll. A close second was Windwalker Monk, and then it was Outlaw Rogue, and then it was Havoc Demon Hunter, and then I think it was Subtlety, and so on and so forth. Doesn't matter. Enhancement won the poll, so here we are playing Enhancement. Now, you will notice that I didn't say 0 to Hero or Bellin to Legend, and that is because I'm going to do a bit of a mix, I guess. We're going to go from 0 to Hero PUG only, and then if people are still enjoying the series, I'm going to go for 3k, but I'm going to play with my pre-made. Honestly, playing DPS from 0 to 3k PUG only is a miserable experience because it takes a lot of time to get anything done, and it takes a lot of time to get any good footage for the channel. So if I play a tank or a healer, I might go for 3k, but if I'm playing DPS of any sort, I am just going to stick to 0 to Hero and then go to 3k with my pre-made. I hope this doesn't upset any of you. If it does, well, sorry. I don't know what to tell you, man. The season has been going for quite a while now, and honestly, we're getting to a point where people are kind of just done. Most of the people that play efficiently are now moving on to higher keys than it takes to get 3k rating. So those people that are actually fun and decent to play with are usually not doing the 12s and 13s that I need to do to get 3k rating. So we end up playing with people that are less interested in optimizing their gameplay, which makes it very, very difficult. I say optimizing, but what I really mean is just knowing what the hell is going on. So if you're feeling this slump in the season as well, today's sponsor, yes, I have a sponsor, I'm super excited about that, might have a way to help you. I found that the best way to enjoy World of Warcraft sometimes is just taking a break from it by gaming in another universe. And Eneba, today's sponsor, is a great way to get into a new world. It's an affordable marketplace where you can find all sorts of gaming titles from AAA games to indie gems. But if you, much like myself, refuse to take a break from World of Warcraft, there's something for you on Eneba as well. Worry not. To top it all off, you can also share some love with your favorite gamers using the gift cards that Eneba has on offer. Check it all out at eneba.com or use the links in the description. Thanks to Eneba for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to gearing Mr. Bonk. What is the next step for this character? I am at 648 item level, so last we saw this character live was on the stream where we were gearing it. So I did one whole day stream where I leveled it, then I did half a day stream where I geared it, and we got quite a bit done. Now, we have 2 crafted weapons. We were lucky on our M0s, and somebody was able to trade us the improvised Sephorium pacemaker. It was Bombat from the stream. I have no idea who that is in the stream. They just joined, tanked the M0s for us, and then traded me the Sephorium pacemaker after we did a floodgate. And then we did some more stuff. I have some other pieces of gear that I've gotten. These pants and just all sorts of stuff. You can see that I'm wearing quite a bit of champion gear. The only pieces of veteran gear I have left is, I believe, this necklace and these bracers. We've upgraded everything to be at least 645 item level. I've spent cartel chips that I've gotten the cartel chips by doing M0 runs, which count as mythic dungeons. So we get the cartel chip quest done, and I bought myself a house of cards as per a guide. We got the Circe's circlet, and we also crafted another ring. So we are pretty decked out, honestly. We are perfectly capable of starting the M+ route right now. I say route, what I mean is like the challenge. But there are still a few gearing options we have left. Namely, we can run a few more delves. We do have some keys. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, we've got 5 more keys. So we can today run 4 more delves. And we can run the normal raid to actually get our tier set. Because currently, we have no tier set. We have hero gloves, which I do think I will be tierifying because it's the only piece of hero gear I have. But we could also save some catalyst charges and potentially spend those charges on hero gear instead of champion gear by getting some champion tier pieces from the normal raid itself. So that is something I'm going to look at, and as I said, I'm going to also look at doing the normal delves. One more final thing that I have is the Radiant Emblem of Service. Now, since the 2 pieces that I still have veteran are pieces that I could craft potentially, I'm going to consider using the Radiant Emblem of Service to get myself one of those pieces and then craft the other, depending on how many Radiant Sparks I get. Radiant Sparks? What am I even saying? I'm just adding Radiant because it says Radiant here. Sparks for crafting gear. That's what I mean. So with that preamble out of the way, I've now explained what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go do delves, see how many Fractured Sparks I get, then I'm going to do the normal raid, and then we'll see from there what kind of challenge awaits us. Here we go. 1 delve down. Now we have to observe tradition here, and as you know, you first collect the gold. Hold on. We grab the gold that's on the ground. There we go. A little bit over here, a little bit right here. Then we have to grab the, what are they called? Mysterious, or no, not mysterious, mislaid curiosities. Hold on. People just call them curios, apparently. I've been calling them curios, but I think everyone, like multiple people have told me that they also call them curios. I thought I was just weird about it, but apparently I'm not. Here's another one, and I think there's another one right here in the behind area. There it is. It's trying to sneakily hide from me. Not today. We got 3 ringing deeps ingots. Nice. So now we collect left bountiful heavy trunk, right bountiful heavy trunk, nemesis strong box. Then we open the bountiful coffer, and if we had a delve thing, like the hidden trove or whatever, then we open it last. And what do we get? We get a fist weapon, okay. A bedrock breaker. I don't think I need that, because I have 2 crafted weapons at 658 from the enchanted ruined crests that we got from killing Gallywix and a rep in the Undermine area. So, unfortunately, this is vendor loot, but I'm still happy to have done this delve, because we got, what did we get? A tiny bit of Undermine crests, actually. Let me take a look at the loot. 5 ruined crests. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm happy with that. And an extra 3 from something. I am perfectly fine with this. Now, so people don't get angry at me, I'm going to right click my character frame and leave delve, because apparently if you click the delve-a-bot and then walk out, you get comments telling you to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right this instant. Make sure I don't upset the delve min-maxers in the comments. All right, let's head over to, what is that place called? Spiral Weave. And here we go with another delve done. We're gonna go and collect the gold as is custom, followed quickly by our curios that we can find here. There's a couple of them, it seems. Very nice. Then left bountiful heavy trunk, right bountiful heavy trunk, nemesis, and bountiful coffer, followed by a hidden trove if you have one. Now we got a piece of shit trinket, so no luck for us, because we have basically our best trinkets at the moment. So there's more vendor loot for us right there. We got another bouncer, bringing us out to 2 bouncers that we've gotten so far from these delves that we've been doing for this character, so that's kind of fun, I guess. Let's leave delve and move on to the next one. And another delve done, 1 more remaining. Let us collect our gold really quickly. There's 1 more here. You're not gonna sneak away from me. If I'm not mistaken, it looks to me like there's some curios in here. You're trying to hide from me behind the chests, but you won't get away from me. I know how to min-max the RNG here. Left, right, nemesis, bountiful coffee, and we get pants that we didn't really need. But hey, you know, they got better stats. We're gonna probably tier 5 pants, so I don't know. I guess I'll slap them down here. I'm not too upset about having to spend Valor Stones, since now you can transfer Valor Stones, and I will freely do so whatever I need to in order to upgrade items. Now, let's leave the delve. We have gotten a half of a fractured spark. I don't know if that was from previous delves or from this one. I wouldn't be able to tell you. This one kind of kicked my ass. I don't know. Bran just refused to drop any potions. It was kind of annoying. Usually I kind of count on those to get me healthy and sustain me through this, but gosh darned. And I have to admit, I'm not too happy with how much healing you get from like putting healing surge into yourself. Even with 10 maelstrom, it just doesn't heal all that much. It's kind of annoying, but oh well. I'm gonna turn in these quests I got into the delve, and then I'm going to go towards the last delve. Actually, I'm gonna turn in this quest, and then I'm gonna use the Delvobot 7001. That way I will be able to simply teleport to the next bountiful delve, or the nearest bountiful delve. I need to be outside to do that though, so let us do that really quickly. It'll summon into Delvobot, and then we can right click it, and that, as you can see, teleports us to the next delve, which is, I believe, the one in Ringing Deeps in the bottom right corner, the new one that they added. There we go. So let's finish that one off, and then it's time to actually go do probably the normal raid for Tierset. I don't know. I'm really hoping I get either a necklace with good stats or wrists. I would like wrists more than the necklace, because the necklace I'm probably going to craft, because I'm really hoping I get more fractured sparks from the raid. And we kick this guy's ass, so we're going to collect our gold really quick. There is a curio over there in the corner, so we're going to go and get that. No, never mind. Actually, that's the repair thing at the start of the dungeon. Never mind. Ignore me. Left bountiful heavy, right bountiful heavy, nemesis strongbox, and bountiful coffer. Please give me a wrist. That is a helmet. Game. Wrong armor slot. Doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to get much considering I only need 2 specific slots. It was kind of a long shot to go for delve gearing. But what I did get out of all of this is actually quite a few runed crests. Considering the raid gives us, what are they called? Carved crests. This will be a welcome addition to our runed crest collection. We'll be using some of these to upgrade our tier pieces that we decide to keep. Now, I guess it's time for a normal raid. At 648 item level, I expect to get invited in easy peasy lemon squeezy, so I'm not too worried about that. I don't know where I'm flying. I'm supposed to just grab my Hearthstone and go back to Dornogal. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump cut through the raid. Hopefully I this time actually manage to record all of the boss fights, at least the endings of them, because I tend to forget that, and then I have to show like a clip of me looting or the loot rolls or something because I forget to record the actual death of the boss. And then even though it's super quick, people notice that I don't actually have a recording of the kill. I just have a recording of the loot. Another nice thing is we got another wave scrambler from one of the little tiny things, the curiosities that you can pick up. So that's kind of nice. I'll be storing that in the guild bank. The guild bank? No, the warbound bank, the warband bank, the war bank, the band bank. It's whatever, man. You get the idea. We're going to also, should I bother? For just a bit of haste, should I bother with the Valor Stones? It feels like a complete waste. 146 Valor Stones just to get a bit more haste? Nah, I'm good. I'm going to be replacing that or potentially terrifying it, so I just don't care. Anyways, time to go for raids. Difficulty normal. I want 0 bosses to be defeated. Reload that, and let's see if we can... Okay, that's German or something. I'm not even going... What the hell is that? That's, I would assume that's like a boost or something. Let's try to join the fresh normal run and let's see if we get invited. Again, we're at 648 item level and that gets us an invite. Wonderful. They are kind of spam inviting people. So it seems to me like they are spam inviting people. They're hesitant about this 8 out of 8 heroic main, which is true. Looking at Raider.io, 3.2k main score on Rio as well. They've been boosted through a 10 TOP. They're just trying to get their tier pieces here on this character. We'll see. Maybe they are a bit pickier than it looks. Anyway, I'm going to jump cut through the bosses now, and then we'll see what loot we have at the end of this gearing journey. Now that we're done with the raid, which I am very happy that we are because it was a sort of annoying experience. I got kicked like halfway between Styx and Lock and Stock for no reason. I really genuinely could not figure out why. We were killing trash, making our way to Styx, and I got kicked. I'm going to assume that the raid lead wanted me out so that somebody could get a better chance at winning the token if it dropped for my class and the classes associated with it. So in my case, I think it's priest and I don't recall exactly. Hold on, give me just a second. So in my case, that is paladin and priest. So maybe they had a priest or a paladin that they wanted to give a better shot at the token. That's the only thing I can really think of. Or maybe it was a male piece of gear or something. I don't know. I genuinely don't know why I got kicked. I whispered to lead to see what I did, but they didn't say anything. So I don't know. Anyways, your boy all done with the liberation of Undermine. The only thing I've gotten, and kind of the best thing to get, is the excessively bejeweled curio. I did get chances at some gear that would have been nice as well, but, you know, didn't really work out. So let's go turn this into a tier piece really quickly. And then we're going to tierify our gloves with our hero, and we're going to tierify some other pieces that we can tierify. Unless gloves are the worst bit to tierify, then maybe we don't even tierify the hero gloves, but we'll see. I think it's Junk Master here, yes, and here I can turn in my curio, or excessively bejeweled curio. Gloves are actually probably the worst slot from what I can see. That's actually no, pants are. There's no good stats on pants. We want haste mastery, as much of it as we can get. I guess I'm going to tierify or buy a tier piece of, let's see, what is our worst statted piece of gear? Our helmet has leech, so I'm going to turn that into a tier piece, which will give us a bunch of haste mastery. That's good. Chest piece has haste heavy verse, and this one has crit heavy haste. That's kind of good, better. This has crit haste. What do pants have? They have crit verse. So pants we definitely don't want. We want to find pants that have haste mastery. Natty. Shoulders, we have versatility mastery ones. Well, these give haste mastery, so that's a good improvement. In gloves, we will tierify, it looks like. So I think chest piece is probably my best bet. I will get more haste out of it. So there we go, chest piece it is. And we are going to tierify our gloves, shoulder, and helmet because we have a helmet with leech, and gloves are hero, and shoulder because it's very good stats. Again, pants give the worst stats on a tier set, so we want to avoid tierifying that or using tier pants. Cool. I am going to go back to Dornogal now again. A little bit of a back and forth here. And then we're going to tierify the rest of our pieces. So we have 4 set, and then we're going to be golden. Another really nice thing is that I've gotten a few fractured sparks, so I can craft some more pieces of gear, which is going to be perfect for the necklace and the wrists, which are currently veteran, and I'd like them to not be veteran. Honestly, crafting them will give me a same item level piece, so maybe I don't even craft them because the stats aren't that bad on them. Sure, the wrists are kind of but maybe if I could put a socket in the wrist, maybe it's not worth crafting without crests, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, actually I won't craft those because like I said, they're they're already at the same item level that I would get from just crafting with a crest. Or sorry, with a spark. My bad. Might have said that wrong a few times there. But anyway, let us craft. Oh, geez, not craft, but tierify this helmet. We have 7 charges of the catalyst. 1 more we will get for hitting 2k rating. By that point, we will have some hero pieces to tierify, I'm sure. So it'll be great. Shoulder next is what we said. And of course, gloves. There we go. Now we have our 4 set. And we're going to go ahead and switch back to our proper transmog. That is perfect. So what does our 4 set do? It basically, hold on. It's kind of a no-brainer. You already want to spam Crash Lightning on cooldown in AoE, so it kind of doesn't matter when this procs. Maybe, sort of, kind of, you want to use it in single target if you get this proc, but I don't know. I don't think that is worth 75% more damage. You probably still want a Storm Strike or Lightning Bolt over a buffed up Crash Lightning in single target, so I don't think that's the case, but I'm sure somebody can correct me if I am completely wrong about that. Now, we do have some Ruined Undermine crests. Now, I could use these to craft higher item level wrists and necklaces and upgrade my maces by, I believe, 6 item levels with the little 15 thingy. And I am very tempted to do so because we have quite a few. Now, we have 154, so we can get 2 fully upgraded items and do recraft our maces. So I am very tempted to do so, and I think I might actually just go ahead and do that. Yes, so I'm going to spend a moment to craft. I know I'm like going back and forth on what I want to do, but like I need to gather my thoughts. I'm kind of winging it here. But yeah, also regarding the tier set, so what it does is it gives you extra damage on some abilities, and then when you lose your winning streak, which is the stupid melee set mechanic, when you lose it, you get 3 seconds of doom wins, and during those doom wins, you get extra 75% damage on your lightning crash. So there's that. It's not particularly amazing or anything like that. It's just kind of a meh nothing burger of a tier set. As Stormbringer, you're already smacking Crash Lightning super often, like basically on cooldown in AoE. So you're going to use up the tier set when you can, if you have it available and can use it. So yeah, there's that. Sorry, I kind of didn't really explain exactly what was going on with it, but yeah. So we want to buy 4 of these. Let's first buy 2 Ruined Undermine crests. There we go. That's 90. And now we have 64 left, which is enough to buy 4 of these. Yes. And now why did I buy 2 crests and then 4 of the extra bits? Because I have 2 pieces already crafted. I do also have a ring already crafted, but I'd rather upgrade my my weapons than my ring. So now we're going to craft ourselves a necklace, wrists, and upgrade our maces, which is going to be a pretty penny, but your boy got the gold because tokens be a thing. I'm reinvesting money from YouTube into making myself some gold in the game. Keep the series rolling. Anyway, I don't know if this is super efficient, but I feel like just having a super high item level when I start, it just feels really, really nice because I can get into 6 keys, because today's goal is to hit a 6 key and get it done. So I'm going to craft these things and then we'll talk again. Also, a quick tip, I just finished buying the materials and realized I need Addons and UI. You can get it very easily. First, well, that's something I forgot to do, but the first thing you need to do is pick up a profession. Any profession will do. That includes crafting, I believe. So the gathering professions might not work, but anything like tailoring, leatherworking, blacksmithing, anything that produces gear will work. So we're going to learn Kazalgar tailoring to get some cloth pieces to sell. And we're going to go talk to Roldira over here. We're going to accept her quest, talk to this dude right next to her, go back to her, grab the tailoring satchel or whatever you want. I grabbed the tailoring satchel because it gives the highest money rewards. And in that satchel, we also get Artisan's Acuity, 350 of it, which is more than enough to take care of any sort of needs you have regarding the Artisan's Acuity for recrafting. Unless you recraft a whole bunch very often, you should be good with this for the remainder of your character's life. Anyway, back to me crafting this stuff. Be right back.
A few moments later.
We were 648 before we sent all these things out. Now, after I equip all of this goodness, we are going to be 650. Very nice. 2 more item levels from recrafting the maces and also from crafting the bracers and necklace. Now we need to put some enchants on this gear and we're ready to go. And with those enchants, we are now basically as ready as we're gonna be for M+. Not that I couldn't have gone into M+ before this, but I just wanted to be as, as prepped as I could be. The minimum item level of an item that we have equipped is 645. That is 4 out of 8 champion. We're gonna jump into 6s here. I'm gonna try to get into a +6 key as quickly as possible. Our stat distribution is amazing. We have as little versatility and crit as we could have while stacking the bejesus out of haste and mastery. We are a bit lower on the mastery front, but I do have a mastery flask running to help us out with that. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this as it is right now. I don't think I'll have to do any sort of serious grinding for gear during any portion of the 0 to hero part of this series, if there even is a part of the series where I am going to be doing 2.5k to 3k, because I may have mentioned it earlier, I don't know which part of the video I kept, but basically I'm going to go 0 to hero PUG only, and then if there's enough interest in the series and people are having a good time and I'm having a good time, we're going to go from 2.5k to 3k with my pre-made. So we'll see how that goes. We're fully enchanted, fully gemmed up, and ready to blast. So let's try to get into a +6 key. I am going to apply to just about anything, and the only requirement I have is that I fit into the party, obviously, but also that it is a 6. We're going to start off with 6s. Honestly, with this gear, I could probably just go into 10s and finish the series right off the bat, but obviously that would be kind of shitty. So I'm going to go ahead and try to join into some 6s. And here we go with a Priory of the Sacred Flame, +6 with the Pulsar Affix. That's the orbs going around the players, where you have to touch balls. The group is seen in the bottom right corner of the screen. I don't seem to be the top item level person. I don't think that matters too much. Tanks going off to the side. We're going to be going for a knight pull with footmen at the start. I can't really start DPSing just yet. There we go. Tank. Okay, I think what we're trying to do is avoid the group in the back so that we don't pull that. But for now, I guess this will do. We are spamming Wind Strike. We need to quickly send out our thingy with the stuff, what's it called? Tempest. Continue to spam Wind Strike while we have it. And now we use Chain Lightning, Crash Lightning. So we use Chain Lightning to reset the cooldown of Crash Lightning. Then we use Crash Lightning on cooldown. Not bad at all. Very happy with the performance so far. We continue on to the next group. We're going to use our Primordial Wave on cooldown basically to try and just basically keep our cooldown synced. That's kind of what I'm trying to go for, is have Primordial Wave up at the same time as our, what is this thing called? Let me just knock this up real quick. Oh, never mind, the warrior took care of it. I was looking at the footman to try and interrupt him so that he doesn't keep putting defend on this target. But yeah, we want to have our cooldowns stay in sync. Now, with the, just downtime in the dungeon and stuff, that's just not going to be a possibility every time, but for the most part, we can at least try to do it. Now, here I wasn't sure if the tank was going to actually pull extra stuff or not, but it looks like we are pulling extra stuff. Tank is being very safe, and I can respect that. You don't know who you're playing with, you don't know if they're ready to go and do big pulls, or maybe you don't feel quite safe doing big pulls because you're doing 6s. 6s are now basically entry-level keys. With how much gears people can get as quickly as they can get it, it's understandable that people don't want to risk things in these key levels because they might still be learning their new spec and whatnot. Now my cooldowns are fairly desynced at this point, but I think we're okay. We're going to knock up the footmen to make sure that they don't reduce the damage we're doing to them, and we're going to utilize these Tempest procs that I have. There we go. Nice and taken care of. The priest could hook us up with a buff here. It doesn't look like anyone else has. Yeah, only the priest can do it. Priests and paladins. All right, and we're just about ready to get our cooldown synced back up for Suleiman here, so that kind of works out. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, before we use Primordial Storm, we want to make sure we have Doom Winds up. Now we have our cooldowns running perfectly here. I'm trying to make somebody touch my balls. I'm going to touch these balls. I'm going to run back and grab these as well because I can keep wind striking at quite a distance from what you can see here. And now we want to consume that maelstrom that we've built up. There we go. Beautiful. tank is running back to this to maybe indicate to the priest that he should use it. There we go. They've grabbed a tank now. Oh, maybe he's just waiting for chainmail. There's chainmail on the side, waiting for the tank to engage chainmail. I don't want to run ahead of them because they seem to be fairly slow. All right. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to hold here for Doom Winds when I use Primordial Storm, or if I should just send it on cooldown and just keep it rolling, or if I should hold Doom Winds for it. But I guess I'm just going to send cooldowns on cooldown, considering that we have quite a bit of downtime between each of the fights that we do. So here I'm just going to move a little bit away in case it goes after me. There we go. I think I dodged it, not exactly avoided it with my movement. Maybe I need to move by using Ghost Wolf. I'm not sure, but maybe that's something better that I can do. So let's move again. Yep, this time I did successfully avoid it completely. Of course, this lowers melee uptime, but it also lowers the damage that the group's taking. Not that we're taking a whole lot, considering we're only fighting Chainmail on her lonesome. Then again, slow and steady wins the race. I'm not bored, you're bored. It really likes me. I think it jumped on me again, or maybe it jumped on someone near me. I'm not 100% sure. Now we seem to have accidentally pulled this group, which I think is going to prompt our tank to simply stand here and fight them, which is fine. That is a choice. It's not the most fun choice, but it is a choice. There is not much for us to send cooldowns on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and hold my cooldowns. We're going to Lightning Lasso really quick. Yes, I do run Lightning Lasso because there's not that many great talents to be choosing from for a few of the talent points. So I just grab Lightning Lasso. I think the tank wants to avoid this as well. No, he's pulling this and he's pulling the sharpshooters. Okay, I'm going to stack on top of the sharpshooters, try to send out all of our cooldowns here. And let's see if we can do some serious damage. Get these Tempests out, follow them up with the instant cast lightning, chain lightnings that we can do. Keep getting those Tempests out. I don't want to jump in that direction. I was about to jump to the sharpshooter, but I think I would have been caught in this trap, which would not have been great. We're going to try and off heal here because our priest is not healing our friend here quite enough to heal him up to full, and you will keep taking the bleed damage from the Lynx jumps until you heal to full. Now let's see, what is the next thing that the tank is going to pull? He's going to heroic leap into that group. Okay, clearly less than experienced tank, but that is okay. Again, this is a +6. This is now a learning key for people. It does feel a little bad to play to be ready to go ham and not have anyone to go ham with you. So like I'm expecting to go ham in this dungeon, but there's just not, the pulls aren't quite big. The movement between packs isn't quite efficient enough to let me sync my cooldown. So there's a few things lowering our overall DPS, but I'm still having fun because I am playing something relatively new. I haven't played, kind of wasted my Primordial Storm there, but I haven't played Enhancement Shaman since Season 2 of Dragonfight, really. I played a tiny bit in Season 1 of The War Within, and that wasn't quite as fun as I had expected it to be. I did okay, but there were like certain optimizations that I needed to do just weren't all that fun for me. I didn't feel like I wanted to run Primordial Wave, but you really should run Primordial Wave in Season 1 of Dragonflight. Sorry, The War Within. Primordial Wave was definitely a must for all of the builds, and I was missing the old build. Okay, we're trying to let our tank catch up here. Okay, he wants to pull that other group. He does a heroic throw and then pulls them. A little bit messy here. Let's try to spread the Flame Shock. Then we're going to Primordial Wave into all of our cooldowns into Primordial Storm. I'm going to try and make people touch these orbs. I'm going to try and touch other people's orbs as well. And let's try again with the Tempests and whatnot. Okay, it's just these two. So, okay, the Burst of Light are being cast. That means the tank can move on. Tank is definitely one of the slower moving tanks in the business. I don't know how to call it, but we're gonna get this stuff done. I feel with the group that we have, we're going to be doing more than enough damage to clear the dungeon quickly enough to not worry about the timer. Could this be done more efficiently? Yes, but again, I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again. This key level is now a learning key level, so people are learning in it, and this tank is very clearly new and inexperienced, and that's perfectly fine. You got to start somewhere. We're gonna take care of Aemya here. What is nice to see about this tank is it's not like he doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He knows that there's mini bosses coming in after you kill these. Okay, can we please just pick up the orb? Thank you. He knows that there's mini bosses coming in after you kill these, so he's handling those as he needs to, and I feel like it's working relatively well. All right, let's send out Doom Winds for this. We might not have Doom Winds synced up with our whatchamacallit, Ascendants, but I think that'll work out either way. We're getting a few seconds of Doom Winds every now and again from our Tierset, so maybe that'll proc a bunch during the whatchamacallits during the Ascendance, and we can get our Doom Winds that way. That would be nice. I feel like that would be fun. Alright, trying to avoid standing in these circles. A bit rough as melee, but you know, you do what you can. And I'm going to hold my Primordial Wave here because I think the tank is going to want to go straight into the boss. Now, 49%, actually kind of decent percent, considering we pulled all that stuff downstairs. It kind of worked out. The Knights give a good chunk of percent. Again, like I said, I won't have Doom Winds here, which makes me sad. Makes me a little bit sad, but we'll just deal with it. We didn't use Bloodlust up until now, and it was the Hunter that used it. Honestly, I didn't feel like any of the pulls were big enough to warrant Bloodlust, but here we are, you know. I don't know if it's a gain to use Chain Lightning here, or if I should just fully single target. I'm not 100% sure on that. I guess on 2 targets, I can Chain Lightning. I guess I should also Crash Lightning. I don't know, actually. Could someone tell me in the comments really quick? Obviously, I'm not going to read them during the dungeon. That's not how time works, Vlad. But just for future reference, on 2 targets, should I be using my AoE rotation or my single target rotation or something in between? I would love to know what you guys think or what you guys have found to be more efficient. All right, I'm going to hold now. I'm going to hold my, whatchamacallits, my Primordial Wave until I am able to get my Doom Winds, and now we're going to use this with Doom Winds. I feel like that's a good idea. That feels worth using Doom Winds for. There we go. Get that and get those extra what's it called? Wind Fury weapon procs and whatnot. That's what Doom Winds is for, from my understanding. So yeah, tank is going a little bit ahead. He's only pulling this. He managed to do a heroic throw into the neophytes. I'm going to knock them all up, and I'm going to drop a stun totem. Tank is having trouble grabbing aggro off them. Didn't really do much to him, but you know, sometimes you just don't have a way to really hit them. Maybe he was out of rage for a revenge or anything like that, so he just opted to wait a second and thunderclap them or something, and he didn't have time to get that in before I hit them with my Voltaic Blaze. All's well that ends well. We clear that back easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're going to give movement speed to the group here. Tank's going to leap in. We're going to put a focus on that priest. It looks like we're only pulling one group. No, he's moving over to the other group. That works. I'm going to look to see if I can yeah, I'm just going to send all my cooldowns on this group. This is pretty dangerous. I'm going to use a defensive as well while I'm at it. And now we just spam our Wind Strike. I do have aggro on this one guy because big damn, but the tank taunts it off of me. We're going to interrupt one of those smites in the background. Let's see if we can get this Tempest down into a Chain Lightning, into a Crash Lightning, into a Chain Lightning, into more Chain Lightning, into Crash Lightning, into I like this spec. I like this spec. Me likey. Me likey very much. That is very satisfying. I like that. I like that a lot. And I feel like I'm doing well. Considering my item level, I feel like I'm doing just fine. Apparently our tier set procs like crazy, but I feel like I'm not getting the Doom Winds part of the tier set. I'm just getting something else. Let me just jump over here. I'm getting the like winning streak stack up. We're going to interrupt that one in the back because we had focus on him. I didn't have to switch targets or anything. I'm going to use our Doom Winds in combination with Primordial Wave and Storm. Try to keep that Crash Lightning going. I'm going to kick that guy. There we go. No heals for you. Get out of here. Only Callistra gets to heal in this dungeon. Don't you know? Didn't you read the fine print? There we go. Callistra being our priest player in the group. Not just random name that I thought of in the moment. All right, let me just collect these orbs. We're ready to get started with the boss. Tank is going to charge in. Nice. It's good to see a charge every now and again. He's been doing heroic leap quite a bit. Now, I did use my Primordial Wave here just to get started, but I feel like maybe I should have saved it and held it for what are these called? For the rest of our cooldowns. I feel like we're okay. I'm not going to just yet go into this and soak it. Okay, somebody else soaked it, so I wasted my cooldown, but that's all right. We have our cooldowns ready, speaking of which, and we're going to pop everything and then Primordial Storm and just spam the bejesus out of Wind Strike. There is nothing else to press other than Wind Strike. In single target, you just spam the bejesus out of it. Unless you have it primed with Chain Lightning, then you want to get a Tempest or a Lightning Bolt in just to make sure that that is what it spam casts on its own. If that doesn't make sense to you, then that's fine. Oh goodness, we have lost a person. Now this is where I realize I don't have a res. Okay, well what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to spend all of our stuff on healing. all of our stuff being maelstrom weapons. So let's see if we can get some good heals out. We're gonna need people to pick these circles up or whatnot. Gonna want to keep the tank alive. That seems like a good idea. I'm in a horrible spot. I was trying to heal and it didn't really work out. I have a defensive ready. We've soaked all of them. Tank has a stack. Tank needs heals. I'm trying to heal the tank and help him out a little bit, but I'm just not getting any procs of anything. There we go. If we keep the tank alive, maybe we can finish this. Okay, hammers of purity are going out. We need to use, I don't even have a defensive left. I'm going to use my big guy, the big rock guy. Sacrificial pyre goes out. Castigator shields go out. It doesn't kill us. It's me and the tank versus this. Tank is focused on soaking. Tank should just be killing this guy. Oh, please don't hit me. Please hit the fucking guy. Okay, this went to shit. But the tank decided to soak instead of fight him. So we ended up dying because the tank doesn't realize that we have a lot of time to soak. So let's go again with that. Convincingly realistic jumper cables. There we go. We're going to buy 20 of these bad boys. I don't care. Give me that shit. I don't want to run out of those again. That has happened to me before. So now we're going to put that down here on Alt G. And we've got a rebuff and stuff. And here we go. Tank panicked, I think, and decided to do the soak. And that's okay. It was a high pressure situation after we lost the priest. We should be soaking after the whatchamacallits, after the castigator shields go out and we get healed up a bit so that we don't kill people with the explosion. Because when you do the soak, when you touch it, it actually ends up doing some damage to the entire party. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, let's start this again, and this time with gusto. Let's see, tank is going in this direction rather slowly, might I add. We should move a little bit quicker so we don't have to stand in these in the hammers and look to dodge them. We're just spamming wind strike. There's the shields. We're all nice and healthy. We'll take blaze goads out. I have are you all right, hold on. I'm going to quickly res this. There we go. Tank needs to taunt. Tank gets the taunt off. Healer's struggling to heal us up. Yeah, I think the tank died to the circles or to the explosion of the shield. I don't know what the tank died to, but we have the CR this time. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. All right, the soak goes out. First we wait. Okay, our fucking hunter died. Okay. We're kind of healthy from the shields, so I guess we're okay. I'm going to make sure I interrupt this. Definitely a rough run. I'm not CRing the hunter. I'm saving the CR in case our tank decides to take a dirt nap again. The hunter can, for now, inspect the spot where he got hit in the face by a rotating, slowly moving hammer. All right. We're going to wait. The tank needs to move away from these hammers a little bit more quickly. I think the warrior should be the one to take the last soak, and I think he will be. He's going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do the interrupt. I'm looking to see if I can spare a heal here for our healer friend who is definitely struggling, saving those pain suppressions for the next season because he heard it's going to be difficult. But let's see if we can make this work now. We need to do one more soak, I feel like. I don't think we have the damage to quite finish the boss off. I need to get out of here. I'm going to wait for this castigator shield, and then I'm going to move away using Ghost Wolf. I don't have a defensive ready, but I guess I have a self heal, so I'm going to use that after grabbing one of the soaks. I do not trust that we're going to be able to live here if we don't use if we don't soak this. I don't think we have the damage to kill the boss. Maybe we do, but let's just not risk it for the biscuit. Tank gets some extra healing from us, and we're good to go. Our friend, the hunter, can release. Okay, they've released. Very good. We're going to grab the orb, and we're good to go. That was a bit of a cluster. 12.5 minutes remaining. If we keep the rest of this dungeon clean, we should be good. Tank is ready to move into the next group. I somehow always seem to have aggro the second the pulse starts, so that's interesting. I didn't use my lava lash to spread my fire flame shock. That's what it's called. Flame shock. Jesus Christ, lad, get it together. I'm flustered because our group kind of sucks. But well, we're making it work. I didn't use, so what I was talking about there was I didn't use lava lash to spread our flame shock onto multiple targets before using what's it called? Primordial wave. Why would I want to do that is because for every target with flame shock, we're going to get extra 4% haste. Our Fury Warrior is calling this group the Suicide Squad. All right. Tank is aware that he needs to pull that other group. He's very slow about moving around. He also likes to expose his back to the enemies, so not exactly perfect gameplay, but it's fine. I'm looking for a kick on that nasty ass fireball volley. We don't want that to go out. Not at all, no. We have the dome down from the priest. I believe that is the first time they've used it. I could be wrong though. I'm going to quickly kick that healer. We don't want it to heal. We just want our healer to heal, obviously. We're going to run around and try to collect these orbs. Hunter doesn't feel like participating in that activity. Tank needs to move the paladin out. Needs to move the paladin more or not, you know. It's a choice. It's definitely one of the choices of all time. Probably just not aware of the positioning there. It could also have looked like it was out for the tank, so he didn't bother moving it anymore. But all's well that ends well. This looks like it's going to be this pull plus the pull of the extra trash here. Now, I do have cooldowns. I'm going to use both of my defensives because I'm scared for my freaking life here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to lightning lasso that and flame shock it. And then we're going to knock it up into a stun on this whole thing. And I have a kick available soon. I'm going to kick it and that'll make it move in. And now I think I can actually focus on dealing some damage. So that was great. Now we have all our cooldowns available. So I'm going to pop absolutely everything and see if we can finish this group off before it finishes us off. Alright, it looks like we're done with all of these. Tank is actually moving this out a little bit more. Nothing is healing from the light spawn, so we are good. We're just gonna top off this person. And bro, just go. It's not that big of a deal. We have the buff. He's standing next to the buff and jumping like it's important. Jesus. Okay. I'm losing my patience here. It's hard to stay calm and collected when the run takes this long and the tank is standing next to the buff thing and jumping up and down instead of just moving on and doing the dungeon. We have enough time to time this. I'm not worried. This is fine. This is fine. It's whatever. I don't mind. My cooldowns are permanently desynced. Healer is definitely struggling to keep us alive through this because it is quite a bit of damage. It's one of the more difficult parts of the dungeon. We are pulling both sides. We're going to look for a kick on the priest marked with circle because that will get it to group up. We're going to knock this up, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I should have saved knock up for later, but it's whatever. Stun totem goes down and let's send... I don't even know, man. Let's just send primordial wave and I'll save my cooldowns for the boss. We're going to kick the heal and let's actually spend some of this maelstrom I'm generating instead of just sitting there looking like an idiot. My thumb up my ass. There we go. Tank's beating me in DPS because I'm using all of my brain cells to do everything except for damage when all I need to do here is damage because it's not a high enough key level for me to worry about the priest casting. Okay, we're waiting for a written invitation. Okay, here we go. Let's send all of our cooldowns here. Do I bloodlust on pull? I'm just gonna bloodlust on pull. Let's go. I got PI. Let's go, dude. Mash that button. Beat the bejesus out of this boss. I want it in phase 2 immediately so that we can quickly fail that. I'm gonna turn around real quick. Make sure I don't get blinded. Everyone turned around. That's lovely to see. And the boss is already at 50%, doing absolutely ridiculous 3 million DPS single target. Love to see it. We're going to put a movement speed totem down. And then when we see the mobs kind of getting close, we're going to use a slow totem on the side that has more mobs, which seems to be the side that we came up from. So that's good. We're trying to do enough damage to avoid a second set of mobs. A slow totem should have gone down sooner, but I was focusing on beating the shit out of this. I think we're good. We're going to knock all of this up. I'm going to drop a stun totem, try to avoid this. People are getting hit in the face. Or tank went over to, I guess, to grab aggro, or I don't know what happened there, but I saw somebody walk into all those mobs, which was super scary. But everyone's alive, and that's what really matters here. So we're going to send all of our cooldowns that we have remaining and try to beat the bejesus out of this boss. Trying to turn around and away from the boss, so I make sure I don't do anything silly like get blinded, and the priest would have to dispel us. Our priest stood in the giant circle. I don't know if they didn't see it or what. I don't think... Do we need a CR? I'm just gonna CR. I don't want to risk it here, man. I don't want to risk it. Here you go. Have a CR. Enjoy. Have fun with that. Actually accepting it would be a good idea, and we can send one more primordial storm, and there we go. Goodness gracious. That was just about the slowest we could do this key with the amount of DPS we have. Actually, no, we could have wiped more. Maybe that would have been even slower, but it's whatever. Very nice. Thank you for the key. I'm gonna say if you want to see yourselves play for a bit, you can check out Definitely Not Vlad on YouTube. It will be out later today. All right, and then leave party. Definitely not the cleanest Priory of the Sacred Flame I've ever been in, but I do feel quite happy with how I've performed. Now, with 650 item level, yeah, I should be blasting, especially since I have my best trinkets and they're fairly upgraded and everything. We have Ascension, we have full enchants, we have Tierset. Basically, everything you could ask for, we've got it. The only way this gets better is if I increase my item level, which I will over time, slowly but surely. Now we got some runed crests. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what to send the runed crests on. Every item I have is at 645 item level. 1 out of 8 hero gear drops at 649 item level, which is mostly what I'll be looting doing these +6 keys. So I feel like upgrading to 649 feels like a waste of 10 crests. And yes, I say 10 because it only costs 10 for me because I have higher item level gear on other characters, so I have the discount. But we do have the hero, whatchamacallits, gloves, and we do have the hero 3 out of 8 House of Cards. I feel like House of Cards is worth upgrading. We're just going to spend 10 crests on that. That'll bring it to 4 out of 8. We can no longer use runed crests for that, and we'll spend our runed crests on the gloves because they're hero, so they're worth upgrading for sure. And that brings us to 651 item level with those 2 little upgrades, so that's awesome. Definitely happy with how much I've been kicking. It's really nice to have a ranged kick with 12 seconds of cooldown. That is the shortest cooldown kick in the game, which is amazing, and it's ranged. It's just kind of overpowered, let's be honest. I'm just kind of happy with it. So it is good to utilize it as much as possible. Let me show you really quickly my damage breakdown. Lots of Tempest, 96 casts of Tempest, 99 casts of Crash Lightning, 133 casts of Chain Lightning. I don't know if this is the breakdown that I should be going for. I'm going to take a look-see at some logs, see what else I'm doing wrong. I'm probably not using Tempest as soon as I can, which ends up to wasting some Tempests and stuff. I think I might munch some that I proc by using Chain Lightning and whatnot, so I should look into that. But I feel like I'm doing a good enough job of managing my cooldowns considering the desync that happens from moving from one pack to another, especially with a tank that moved a little bit more slowly like our tank did in this run. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. If you want to see what happens between these episodes and between the series, you can check out the stream. If you can't make it to the stream, you can always check out the VODs on the live section of this YouTube channel. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Mr. Bonk is really bonking, god damn. Also, what a name, Mr. Bonk. Thanks, Lenny, for that.